Let's be honest, most bike reviews waste your time. They ramble for 25 minutes and you're left scrolling through the comments after to figure out what's actually good and what's not. This isn't one of those videos. G'day, I'm Kwackajack and welcome to another episode of the Highs, Lows and Hell No's, a series where I break down a bike into what you actually want to know. What's good, what's average, what's crap, and what it sounds like. Today we're looking at the mighty Kawasaki Z1000. A beautiful, angry, early iteration super naked that, while is now discontinued, has achieved cult favorite status. And while it's well loved, it isn't perfect. If you're after a full on-bike review, that's already available here on the channel. But without further ado, let's break it down. The highs. These are the best parts about the bike. Raw, guttural, angry. The Z1000's 1043cc inline 4 is properly aggressive and delivers serious punch throughout the rev range. It doesn't have as much power as modern day bikes, with it producing around 140 horsepower and 111 newton meters of torque, but the way it gives you that power is what's special. You twist that throttle and it responds like a kicked hornet's nest. And it's not just quick, it's fast. And it sounds properly menacing doing it, even with the stock exhaust, but especially if you throw on an aftermarket pipe. Whether you're blasting through twisties or just launching from the lights, it pulls hard and keeps you smiling. It's the kind of motor that makes you want to find excuses to ride, even if it's just to the shops and back. This is Tsugomi at its finest. The Z1000 doesn't just look aggressive, it is aggressive. From the low slung headlight and sharply raked tank to the tightly packed rear, everything screams angry ant. The compact bodywork and short tail make it look like it's about to pounce, even when parked. And despite being released over a decade ago, it still looks modern and distinctive. This is one of those bikes where people do double takes. It's muscular, it's lean, and somehow it hasn't aged. It also stands out because it doesn't look like every other naked on the market. You can park it next to a row of bikes and people will still gravitate toward it. Despite tipping the scales at 221 kilograms wet, the Z1000 hides its weight well once you're moving. It feels planted, agile, and loves to tip into corners with confidence. The wide bars give you plenty of leverage and the front end feels solid and communicative, which makes it a surprisingly playful bike for something this aggressive. The suspension setup, while firm, helps keep the chassis composed mid-corner. It'll hold a line well and doesn't get unsettled easily, especially in the twisties. It's not going to be a telepathic featherweight like a 600cc Supersport, but for a leader class naked, it's impressively responsive and rewards committed, confident riding. Is it a scalpel? No, but it's damn sharp for a bike of this class, and it makes for a brilliant street or weekend canyon weapon. This is one of those bikes that owners fall in love with because it has character. It's aggressive, it's loud, and it wants to play hard. It looks and rides like it's on the hunt. Thankfully, not for your life, but definitely for the next apex. And despite the raw nature of the engine, it actually manages its vibrations fairly well too. There's just enough buzz to feel connected, without it turning into a numbing experience. There is a reason why so many owners rave about this thing. It's not just the power or the looks, it's the way it all comes together. The Z1000 has a kind of mechanical soul that you just don't find as often anymore. It's raucous, loud, and feels alive beneath you. Before we move on, let's have a listen to the exhaust. This particular one has KO lightning pipes. Man, that sound. It's growly, angry, and mechanical. The kind of note that lets everyone around you know that this thing means business. If you've got an aftermarket pipe on it like this, it turns from grumble to full beast. Easily one of the best sounding 4-cylinder nakeds out there. The lows. These aren't deal breakers, but you'll notice them once the honeymoon period ends. The sporty nature does come at a cost. The suspension, particularly at the rear, is firm. It's great when the road is smooth, but the moment you hit a bumpy patch, you'll feel every crack, pothole, and ripple. And on longer rides, this can wear you down. It's part of the aggressive naked package, sure, but just be prepared. This isn't a cushy commuter. It's a taut, angry setup that prioritizes feedback over comfort. It's got a decent 17-litre tank, but the fuel economy is very much dependent on how you ride. And the problem is, this bike makes you want to ride like a hooligan. Owners often report fuel consumption in the ballpark of 6 to 7 litres per 100 Ks. Sometimes even worse if you're pushing it. So if you are ham-fisted and really give this thing a proper crack, you'll be visiting the servo more than you think. Even when it was new, the Z1000 didn't exactly lead the pack when it came to tech. And now, well, it feels pretty old school. You've got no rider modes, no quick shifter, not even a TFT dash. Speaking of the dash, it's got a pretty unique rev counter here too. Now for some riders, this is all part of the charm, which I completely understand. It's analog, raw, and keeps you honest. But if you've gotten used to bikes that help you stay safe and comfy with electronics, this one will feel stripped back. There's no cruise control, no heated grips, no creature comforts, and really nothing modern to speak of at all. It's just you and the machine. If you hop on one, the Z1000 is gonna tempt you. It encourages mischief. Even though it's fine around town and actually surprisingly compliant at lower RPMs, the second you have a bit of open road, it's begging you to twist that throttle. And it's not the bike's fault, it's just an enabler. But it has earned a reputation among the community. So if you're not careful, you'll end up riding a lot faster than you should. And it could be your very own personal ticket generator, or worse, license confiscator. Onto the hell no's. These may not affect everyone, but if they affect you, they could be deal breakers. There's no safety net here. No traction control, no ride modes, no cornering ABS. And on a leader bike with this much torque, that can be a big deal. If you know what you're doing and you respect the throttle, it'll be a blast. But if you're new to high-powered bikes, it can be unforgiving. It'll only take one ham-fisted twist in the wet and it will remind you who's boss. Some riders love this raw approach, but others may see it as a genuine safety concern, especially when other bikes in this category offer far more support. This is not a forgiving bike and it absolutely demands respect and for you to have some level of skill. And that's even more evident by a lack of features that most would consider standard. Things like a gear indicator. Again, this is not beginner friendly. The Z1000's seat looks the part, sculpted, angular, and aggressive to match the rest of the bike's edgy design, but sit on it for more than an hour and the illusion fades fast. The padding is thin, the shape is firm, and it quickly becomes uncomfortable on longer rides. It's clear the designers prioritize aesthetics over ergonomics here, and while there is a pillion seat, it's more of an afterthought than a proper second perch. It's small, high, and not confidence-inspiring. Most riders wouldn't wish it on a passenger for more than a quick spin around the block. But that's pretty much it when it comes to the hell no's. Thankfully, there isn't too much more to complain about when it comes to the Z1000. It is a super naked with serious attitude, old school charm, and raw mechanical soul. It's loud, fast, and unapologetically aggressive. And while it may lack modern tech or plush creature comforts, it more than makes up for it in sheer thrill. This is one of those bikes that sticks with you. Owners rave about how it makes them feel, and that's something spec sheets just can't capture. So yes, it isn't for everyone. If you want smooth, refined, and packed with tech, look elsewhere. But if you want a wild, analog animal that makes every ride feel like a punch of adrenaline, this is it. Let me know if you'd like to see more discontinued legends in this HLH series, and hit that like button if this helped you out. But thanks for watching, stay safe out there, and I'll see you again soon in the next one.